Most men never realize this. A woman may act strong, independent, unbothered, but there is one fear she hides better than anything else: the fear of losing a truly good man. Not a perfect man, not a rich man. A good man. A man who brings stability, presence, honesty, and emotional safety. She may not say it, she may not show it. But trust me, this fear shapes more of her behavior than you think. Today, I am breaking down exactly what terrifies women the most about losing a good man, and why most men never see the signs. Fear number 1, losing the emotional safety you give her. Whether she admits it or not, every woman craves emotional safety. Not money, not muscles, not status. Safety. A good man gives her something most men can't: stability in chaos, calm in conflict, emotional consistency, a predictable, grounded presence, someone she can rely on without second-guessing. And here's the truth. Women know good men are rare. The moment a woman senses she might lose the emotional stability you provide, her insecurity spikes, her anxiety rises, and she suddenly becomes hyper-aware of your value. Why? Because emotional safety is something she can't create alone. It only comes from being with a man who is internally whole. Fear number 2, being replaced by a woman who appreciates you. Deep down, even confident women fear this. What if another woman sees his worth more clearly than I do? Women understand female competition better than men ever will. They know other women watch how you move, how mature, composed, and dependable you are. A woman knows if you leave, other women will want you. If you disconnect, another woman will gladly receive what she took for granted. If you stop tolerating disrespect, someone else will admire your standards. This fear hits especially hard when she realizes, I pushed away a man other women would fight for. That regret is brutal and unforgettable. Fear number 3, losing the version of herself you helped improve. A good man doesn't just add to her life, he elevates her. When she's with you, she becomes calmer, more feminine, more disciplined, more emotionally balanced, more confident, more hopeful about life. A good man upgrades a woman's identity simply by being stable. So when she fears losing you, what she's really afraid of is, I will lose the woman I became when I was with him. Not every woman admits this, but the self-improvement she experienced with a good man is something she cannot replicate with a toxic one, or by herself. Fear number 4, losing a man who doesn't need to be controlled. Modern dating frustrates many women for one reason: weak men who are too easily controlled. A good man is different. He's not led by emotional tantrums, manipulation, guilt, insecurity, jealousy, fear. He is self-governed. A woman knows she cannot manipulate a man who is emotionally independent, and that scares her. But it also attracts her. So when she fears losing you, she's afraid of losing. A man who leads himself, a man she respects, a man she can't push around, a man who stands firm. Good men are not replaceable, and she knows it. Fear number 5, losing the only man who saw her deeply. Every woman carries wounds, insecurities, and emotional blind spots. Most men never notice them, others exploit them. But a good man sees deeper. He notices when her smile is forced. He hears what she didn't say. He understands what triggers her anxiety. He knows how to speak to the woman inside, not just the masks she wears. This level of understanding is terrifying to lose because very few men can connect with a woman's emotional core. When you see her, truly see her, she knows losing you means going back into emotional invisibility. Fear number 6, losing the man who chose her, not needed her. Women know the difference between a man who chooses her versus a man who needs her. Good men choose women, weak men cling to them. A woman fears losing a man who has options, has self-worth, has purpose, has direction, doesn't base his identity on her, doesn't depend on her validation. Why? because being chosen by a strong man makes her feel valuable. Being needed by a weak man makes her feel trapped. Lose the first type, and she loses a level of meaning she cannot get from the second. Fear number 7, losing a man who forgives but doesn't forget. Good men forgive, but good men also observe. When you give second chances without being a fool, when you stay calm but firm, when you don't argue but you adjust. She realizes something. He'll try, but he won't tolerate disrespect forever. This is her silent fear, that one day you'll wake up and quietly withdraw your energy, attention, intimacy, and effort. Good men rarely explode. They simply detach, silently, permanently. That terrifies her more than anything. Fear number 8, losing the masculine calm she can't find elsewhere. A woman may have friends, a career, money, or even beauty, but none of those replace masculine calm. A good man has emotional steadiness, controlled presence, strategic thinking, quiet confidence, protective energy. Women depend on this more than they admit. When life gets chaotic, when emotions overwhelm her, when she spirals, your calm brings her back. She fears losing the emotional anchor you provide because life without masculine peace feels unstable. Fear number 9, losing the future she saw with you. Women project into the future naturally. When she imagines a life with you, marriage, stability, family, partnership, that becomes part of her identity. If she loses you, she loses that vision, that future, that stability, that emotional security. A woman will rarely admit this fear, but the idea of you building a life with someone else, a life she once imagined, is devastating to her. Fear number 10, losing the man who made her feel safe enough to be feminine. When a woman is with a good man, she becomes softer, her walls lower, her heart opens, her nurturing side appears, her femininity flourishes. Why? Because femininity only comes alive in the presence of masculine stability. If she loses you, she fears going back to survival mode, being guarded again, being masculine out of necessity, losing her softness, losing emotional warmth. A good man awakens a feminine version of her she loves. Losing that version terrifies her. Fear number 11, knowing good men don't return. Toxic men always come back. Weak men always chase again. But good men, when they leave, they rarely return. Because good men reflect, learn, grow, let go, move forward, don't live in emotional loops. A woman knows that if a good man decides he's done, that decision is final. That finality is her deepest, quietest fear. Fear number 12, realizing she was the problem, not you. This is the fear that hits hardest after you're gone. When a woman loses a good man, she eventually faces her own immaturity, her lack of appreciation, her emotional volatility, her poor communication, her unrealistic expectations, her insecurity, her entitlement, her disrespect. She realizes he wasn't the issue, I was. And that realization is painful because once a good man grows past her, she cannot reclaim him. Good men evolve, and they rarely look back. Women fear losing good men far more than they show. And if you've ever been one, or you're becoming one, understand this. Your value is higher than you think. A good man is rare. A grounded man is rare. A masculine, self-led, emotionally stable man is rare. And rarity creates fear. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe and join the brotherhood here at Unmasked Love, where men learn psychology, strength, and emotional mastery. Which fear do you think affects women the most? Drop a comment below. I read every one. And remember, a good man is not intimidated by loss, because he knows if she doesn't value him, someone else will.